Good afternoon, student. Today I teach chapter 10, training and doping in sports. This chapter we can describe for the topic. First is the concept of meaning and concept of training, concept of sports training, warming up, principle of sports training, warming up, kinds of warming up, and importance of warming up, and doping. Okay, types of doping. So we take substance and methods and their side effects. Okay, you can teach this topic. Okay, today I teach first meaning and concept of training. Okay, now student, first we describe for the training and doping in sports. Today, games and sport is specialized field. It requires a specific scientific and systematic type of training to improve performance of player. Each activity requires a specific type of physical fitness components. Thus, to improve these components, a specific type of training is required. Okay. The program of training process is known as sports training. Okay. Now, first we can give the meaning and concept of training. Now, the word training means to give practical and theoretical knowledge, but it is physical education. This word has a very deep meaning. Training methods are of various ways of means to enhance sports performance. Like in other words, these are long-term process based on scientific and systematic ways to enhance sport performance. Okay, my student, you can play any games. First, you give the training for those games. Their skill, learning their skill, their technique, their endurance. Okay. Now, training in methods are based upon the scientific principle in a systematic order. Okay. It is based on various aspects. Its process like scientific, individual care, improved scientific fitness, scientific ways. Okay. Physiological feedback, technical help, good machines, and apparatus, considering climate, diet, safety measures. Okay, this is the some author says for the different way for the definition of training, like according to Matthew, sports training is the basic form of preparation of a sportsman. Okay, according to Martin, it is planned and controlled process of achieving goals in which the change of motor performance and behavior are made through measure of content, method, and organization. Now, now training is the planned preparation for the games and sports. Okay. Now, concept of training. Okay. Training method consists of training periods which is split into training sessions, and training sessions are further divided into training schedule. In training periods, the workout or load is performed in sessions which are made up of various schedules. Okay, this is the concept of training. This is the Beckman method. This is the consists of training periods. Okay, now sports training concept. Okay, next is the sports training concept. This is the sport training concept. Three types. You can divide the three part. First is the preparatory parts. Second is competition part. Third is transitional part or off season. You can describe the first is the now property part is the part one is development of basic component and basic skills. And property part 2 is the development of specific components and advanced skill. And third part is the development of tactics and strategies. Okay, these are the sports training concept. Okay, now competition part you can competition part first is the practice matches with correction work. Competition part 2 actual matches with feedback and motivation. And transitional part, this is the off season or recreational play, off season of similar related games. Now you can describe the three part sports training is first the preparatory part and competition part and transitional part. Okay, now then it is the in progressive way microcycle method, month workout plan, major cycle, weeks workout plan, microcycle day workout plan. You can divide the 3 day part of the plan for the workout plan. Now this is a three parts. It is three parts. First, a preparatory period and competition period and transitional period of off season. Okay. Preparatory part is the phase one. Three phases. First is phase one. In this phase of training, the player develops the general abilities relating to physical fitness like strength and endurance along with basic phase one. This is the phase one. Phase two is in this phase of training the player develops a specific special physical fitness abilities like speed, flexibility, and coordination. Player learns the mastery over advanced skill and technique. This is the second phase. And third phase is in this phase of training, the player develops the tactics and strategies and tries to achieve every perfection of the competition. This is the preparatory form. Okay. Next is the competition period or part. Okay. Competition period. In this period, player participate for competition and aims to achieve top performance in competition. Tightly, some practice competition or practice matches are played where mistakes are corrected. Okay. Now take next is the transitional period like off season. Okay. Now this is the relaxing period after competition. In this play period. Okay. Now this is the competition entirely relaxing period after competition. In this period, player gets recovery from competition, study and maintains physical abilities for the next competition. Nightly recreational activities are performed afterward. Similar types of activities are played along with recreation. Like first preparatory parts, the player that is the fitness, skill, okay, endurance, flexibility, and basic skill. Second part is the like speed, coordination, and mastery over advanced technique. And third part training player develops the tactics and strategies and tries to achieve every perfection. Competition period is the player participate for competition and aims to achieve top performance. Okay. Now next point is the principle of sports training. 15. The principle of sport training. First is the principle of continuity or regularity. Okay. Principle of proper overloading. Principle of specific and scientific training. Principle of individual difference. Okay. The training program should be individual like. You can describe principle of continuity and regularity. Regularity is very important to improve further. The program of training should be followed regularly without long break. A regular schedule does not improve fitness. It is biological necessity. Principle of proper overloading. A gradual increase in physical activities brings improvement. The work or load should be increased gradually. That option of previous work or load. Now you can teach the properly overweight training program. Okay. Principle of specific and scientific training. will give the specific and scientific based training. Principle of individual difference. The training program should be according to the limits of individual, like keeping in mind the age, sex, height, and heredity and environmental factor. Okay. Next is the fifth is the principle of rest and recovery. Proper rest they can and they can every schedule rest, relaxation and sleep after every schedule of hard work. Okay. प्रॉपर वार्मिंग अप एंड लिमिटिंग टाइम प्रॉपर कोई भी वर्कआउट करने के लिए प्रॉपर वार्मिंग अप करना है उसके बाद लास्ट वर्क आफ्टर वर्कआउट यू कैन कीप द कूल डाउन. Next is the principle of progression. The training program should follow a proper progression. It should start with easy activity in the beginning and under the activity later on. Okay. Next is safety and prevention. Proper safety measures ध्यान रखना है. Psychological. Next is the psychological feedback. Okay. Next, medical check. Proper medical check. Total body involvement. You can should training program into for the total body involvement, adoption and tolerance. Exercise performed by an individual should be adapted to one's tolerance ability. Okay. Principle of load and adoption, and this is the two method. First is step method, second is linear method. Okay. Now next is the principle of reversibility and repetition. According to this workout, our load must be done with sufficient repetition. The activity should be repeated again and again through proper adoption. Like this is the principle basic complex proper exercise. They can do proper weight training, proper race, proper safety measure, proper medical checkup, proper total you can do for the activities in total body involvement and proper load exercise and proper repetition exercise. You can do them more and more time. Okay, student, this is the principle of sports training. First it is the meaning and concept of training. After that you can sports training. This is it type of period, pre-puberty period, competition period and transitional period. Pre-puberty is the three phase. First is the prayer and second phase and third phase. After second is the competition period, transition period and off-season period. Okay. Principle of sports training, principle of regularity, continuity and regularity, proper overloading, specific and scientific training, principle of individual difference, principle of rest and recovery, proper warming up and bringing down, principle of progression, safety and prevention, physiological, psychological feedback, medical checkup, proper medical checkup, total you can do exercise, proper body involvement, adoption and tolerance, principle of load and adoption, and principle of reversibility and repetition. This is the principle of sports training. Okay. Now tomorrow I teach for the next topic warming up, special warming up, general warming up, and importance of warming up and doping. Okay, kinds of doping and substance provided and their effect. Okay. Okay, student, have a nice day. See you tomorrow for the Google Meet class. Okay, this is the last chapter. Here, any doubt or any problem for this chapter, you can ask. Okay, have a nice day. Bye bye. See you tomorrow.